Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, we've all come to appreciate the essential businesses working day in, day out to provide us with the crucial items we need, like groceries. Here to tell us how his company is adjusting to life in the pandemic while also giving back to the community, CEO and co-founder of online grocer FreshDirect, Dave McInerney. Sir, thank you so much for being here and give us an idea of the increase in site traffic and orders pre-pandemic and into the pandemic.
So as soon as the pandemic hit, I mean, we're talking early March, things came on really strong. We saw probably a 600% increase in people visiting our store. That means just coming on, browsing through the site, 600%. And in terms of orders and sales that we actually took, it's probably up 40%.
Oh, wow. Has there been
Has
there been a shift you've seen also in the type of things people are ordering through the pandemic? Do you have your finger on the pulse of what our eating habits are these days?
I mean, we do, only because it was so obvious. It started out and everyone saw it, right? You had the stocking up and a bit of panic buying in the beginning to fill up the pantry. And then as soon as that ended and people were home and they were cooking, it was what we call center of plate. It was the meat, the fish, sort of the center protein started really moving in multiples. And then after that, we saw things get then we saw things like yeast for baking, right? And we heard anecdotally from people that they were doing things like baking and then, more exotic Asian spices where people were kind of trying out different cuisines because they've been cooking for months at home.
Do you think we are going to see a long-term shift in habits, or once things get back open completely, if you will, that we'll go back to some old habits?
I think online grocery is here to stay. And the reason I say that is because in order for online grocery really to take hold, a habit needs to be formed, right? And now, over the last 3 or 4 months, that habit's been formed. People have been consistently ordering every week, and they like it. And they like it more than going into a store. And in our case, at least, we're backing it up with really, really high quality fish and meat that they would never have expected to be able to get. So yeah, my guess is that this is something that's here to stay.
And something that's important as well, people want to know about safety protocols that everybody has in place right now. But if you can, just kind of briefly give an idea of the things you do put in place to make sure there's safety when people are having their food delivered.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're a food company, and we are operating out of a brand new facility that came up last year. So we had really high standards to begin with. But once this hit in early March, I'd say we were very, very reactive and then ultimately proactive. And we've done everything from hardwiring hand washing stations at the entrance to our corporate facility so that everybody, whether you work in the operations or a driver or in corporate, you have to come in, wash your hands, have your temperature checked with a digital thermometer, and then get a mask. That's before you even walk in the door.
Finally here, something you all have done, New York Common Pantry. You all have partnered with this organization that has been providing 16,000 meals a day on average here in New York. But when this pandemic hit, a lot of their volunteers didn't come into work and couldn't come into work for various reasons. You all stepped up and provided your trucks and your people to volunteer to continue this partnership. And I understand you have some good news and some things to share about how that partnership has been going.
They rely heavily on volunteers. It's an amazing group of volunteers that are in every day, up to 20, 40, 50 people a day. And then once COVID hit, those volunteers weren't able to come in. So we volunteered to pick and pack all of the food for them. And we're happy to announce, in essence, here today, that we have our customers have donated $1 million over the last 4 months, which is going directly to the pantry, which we're super happy about too.
David McInerney, that is great to hear. Congrats on what you're doing. I know you all have provided a service. Again, we talk about essential businesses, but these are essential workers, people who kept coming to work through a pandemic, making sure we all had food. So David McInerney, again, CEO and co-founder of FreshDirect. Good to see you. Thanks so much. I know we'll catch up again down the road.
Thanks, DJ.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.